Hello, this is Seamus, N7MYW. Today's video is going to showcase a new radio that I ordered online. I got this one from Amazon, but it is a TYT TH-9000D. This is the 220 megahertz monoband version of this radio. They do have a couple of other models. They do have the 2 meter and the 70 centimeter versions of this same radio, with varying outputs of power, of course. At this particular model, we're going to test to see what the actual output power is of this radio. It just took me maybe 15-20 minutes to get the memories for frequencies programmed into this. The software and the cable both come with the model. This particular vendor did ship both the CD-ROM and they actually sent the cable as well, which was a nice added addition because I almost purchased both of those for an extra $10 when I didn't have to. I thought I would just load them from the front panel since I don't have a lot of 220 machines around here. But just a quick look at the software. That's how simple it is. It's a very simple, easy program for programming this mobile radio, and I like that the mobile radio's plug for the software, the transfer cable, goes right into the front. You don't have to monkey around with it in the back. Just a brief overview, since a lot of this information is already online, but this particular radio goes from 220 to 260. Of course, 220 to 225 being the ham portion of the 220 band here in the United States. I do really appreciate some of the nice added things on this radio that I don't see very often, especially in a mobile radio. It has 3 different colors that you can change your screen to. This is the lavender. They have also a blue and an orange, almost a red. They have 32 different settings for the contrast and the amount of brightness. It is a 200 memory mobile radio. And well, there's a running joke about how the manual is written. It's not written very well, I must admit, but most of us get most of the information from it and are able to program this radio from the information in this manual. No matter how loosely it's translated, it's still not that difficult. And when you use the software, it makes it a very easy process. What I'm going to do, though, is I want to check out and see what the power really is. So we're going to check that together. Let me put my camera onto its tripod and zoom in a little bit here. As you can see, the meter that I'm going to be using is a Daiwa CN501V. That's going to be a VHF and UHF meter. And I'm going to go ahead and see what the power looks like. I'm going to put it on low power. And according to the manual, low power is supposed to be 10 watts. So I'm going to flip that over onto there and key it up. Let's see what we can come up with for, and it looks like 15 watts. So not 10, but 15. So that's not too bad, considering you're getting some extra wattage out of it that we weren't expecting. I'll turn that off and go up and check now to see what it is on medium. According to the manual, medium power is supposed to be 25 watts. I'm going to flip that a little higher. And looking at, let me make sure that this focuses here. So the thing about using this camera is making sure everything focuses well. So we key that up, and it looks like 37.5, maybe 38 watts on medium power. Not bad at all, considering it was supposed to be 25. Now we're going to go up and change to high power. Now the manual says that for the 2 meter version it's supposed to be 60 watts, and for the UHF version it is supposed to be 45 watts. So I'm going to see what we come up with here on power output. This is on high power with the TYT TH-9000D 220 mobile. And that looks like it is at 50 watts, right on the dot, 50 watts. So, looks like we have 15 watts, 38 watts, 37 watts, and 50 watts is the output on this radio. I gotta say, considering what I paid for this radio and for the qualities that it has, I'm pretty impressed by it. Granted, I haven't had a chance to really use it a lot. Haven't had any tests yet out on the frequencies, but I'm going to go do that shortly. But from what I have done so far, and from what I've seen, I'm pretty impressed, especially for its price. Delivered from Amazon was $144, and that included the tax. I have seen them as low as $127 and as high as $132. So if you're into 220 and you want a nice mobile radio that is definitely worth the price, you might consider the TYT TH-9000D. This was pretty much something I really wanted for the 220 area around here, because all I had before was just handhelds, and 5 watts was my limited capabilities. So I do want to test out the TYT handheld, the 350, to find out what its output power truly is too, and I'll do that on another video. But for now, this is what this comes out to be. I really love some of the options that this radio has. The color is kind of cool. You can go from blue, purple, to orange, and if you tone down the amount of brightness, that goes red. So kind of a nice feature for this particular radio. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. TYT TH-9000D 220 mobile rig. And I hope that this video was informative, and if it was, boy, please hit the like button, subscribe, or leave some comments down below of what you think or your experiences on this, and especially on 220. It's a wonderful band that needs to be utilized more, and I'd like to see the major manufacturers come back with more 220 mobiles and handhelds. And it seems like Alinco has discontinued theirs, and currently the only manufacturers putting anything out on 220 other than TYT and some of the Chinese companies coming through now. It looks like Yaesu's handheld has one, and that's about it. So maybe they'll take a clue and they can start doing some more of these. They did for years, put out some of the 220 materials. So anyway, I'll end this video here, but please let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day, and 73 from N7MYW.